Namaskar. We will see massive expansion in two areas of our life for one full year from May 2025 through May 2026. Now, these areas will be different for each of the rising signs. We will discuss all 12 rising signs. But one of those area, you have to be very, very cautious, very careful because it could be, an instance of too good to be true. There could be massive opportunities, but they may not be real sometimes. You have to be careful. So we'll discuss what those areas are for each of the rising signs. Before that, we have a new name, a new URL, a new portal, bharatastroveda.com. Check out all the features. There's a lot of planetary remedies. And also you can download the free guide, How to Find Your Purpose PDF. I'll have the link in the description section and also the comments. And also you can sign up for the newsletter. I send out a lot of useful information. So this 1 year massive opportunity, that's because Jupiter and Rahu are going to be aspecting each other, trinal aspect. So those two areas, wherever Rahu and Jupiter are sitting, you'll see massive expansion. Jupiter is expansion, but then Rahu, whatever planet Rahu is sitting with, it makes it 100 times more powerful. So there will be massive opportunities. You can check out separate videos for Jupiter transit in Gemini and Rahu's transit in Aquarius, but this is combined energy that's going to give you really deep insights into what areas you should be careful. That's very, very important to see. But of course, what massive opportunities coming your way, you can find out. So let's begin all the 12 rising signs one by one. First of all, Aries rising, Aries Lagna, Aries ascendant. For Aries, as you can see here, Jupiter will be in your third house in the sign of Gemini, and Rahu will be in your 11th house in the sign of Aquarius. Now, this is the period when Jupiter is going to be in Gemini, May 2025 through May 2026. In fact, starting May 14th itself. So now, during this year, there's a couple of months, actually 1.5 months, mid-October through early December. That's when Jupiter will briefly go over to Cancer, but then come back retrograde and come back to Gemini on 5th of December. So pretty much you can say this whole year, except for 1 month, Jupiter and Rahu will have a trinal aspect on each other. And Rahu, as we know, will be here for until November 2026. So what that means, you will have a combined energy, combined influence of Jupiter and Rahu on your third house and your 11th house. There is a concept which in Vedic philosophy we say Saturn's drishti is difficult. Saturn's aspect is difficult, but wherever Saturn sits, it gives huge blessings. But on the other hand, Jupiter, they say, is opposite. Jupiter, wherever it is sitting, it may give some issues, some pending karma, but wherever it is aspecting the drishti of the guru is very, very beneficial. So that means for Aries rising, your third house, you have to be careful. Whereas 11th house, you'll have massive opportunities. So what I mean by that, first, Jupiter is expansion. Jupiter is blessings. It's the guru. It's the wisdom. It's all the, the learnings and rituals and studying the scriptures. All of that is Jupiter. Rahu is like a maverick. Rahu, what it does is, whichever planet it is affecting or aspecting, it will make that planet 100 times more powerful, for good or for bad, right? So Rahu is actually going to make this Jupiter's wisdom and all the energy of Jupiter even more expansive. So first of all, Aries rising, you will have massive opportunities. See, Jupiter Rahu is like huge expansion, maximum expansion we can think of. So for Aries rising, those that expansion will occur in your third house and your 11th house. That means your communication, marketing, sales, writing, publishing, all those are going to flourish. Absolutely fantastic. Your short distance travels will be very, very fruitful. And also your connection with your younger siblings and older siblings, that will flourish. More opportunities of being on the social media, networking, starting grassroots organizations, reaching out to the masses, finding solutions for healing the humanity, healing the world, serving the masses. That is Rahu in the 11th also. So all those areas of massive expansion for you, huge opportunities, though, like chappad phadke, like they say, you can't even handle that much opportunity. So that's going to be the case. Now, what I was referring to in terms of being cautious in the intro section also is wherever Jupiter sits, it can give you some kind of, pending karma, which could be difficult in some sense. And also, Rahu will be aspecting that house. So, third house, there will be expansion, there will be opportunities, but you have to be careful because those could be too good to be true. So, first of all, in your communication, especially written communication, marketing, sales, be very cautious. There could be maya, there could be illusion, there could be like massive offers, people want to collaborate and things like that, which could be too good to be true, but will not be real. So yes, you'll have huge opportunities, but careful. So don't jump to conclusion. Don't start action right away when you see some opportunities regarding your third house. Same thing with your younger siblings also. There could be difficult situations early on. And then with your writing skills, so especially written communication, as I said, third house is also skills that we use with our hands. So that's going to be a huge opportunity for you to hone your skills. So your communication, your words, or your written communication could be misjudged, and then also there could be excessive ambition or over ambition, huge expectations in terms of short distance travels or meeting people. That you met somebody at a conference, you think there's going to be huge collaboration, but then it's not real. So those things you have to be cautious. The other major theme for Aries is your desires. Both the third house and seventh house, I'm sorry, 11th house, those are Kama Trikona. So Rahu sitting in the 11th, also Jupiter fanning the fire. So that means you may have excessive desires, or you may have unwholesome desires, or too much about material wealth or success. So you have to be careful that your desires are sattvic and dharmic. It's not an issue to have massive, huge desires, but as long as they're aligned with your purpose, with your dharma, so you can reach the highest level, but it should be in the right direction. And that's another area of Maya illusion, that some of these you may think, oh my goodness, I'm saving the world. This is a fantastic idea, or what I'm doing is the best thing in the world. But that could be something just your ego or excessive desires to satisfy your own ambitions and bank balance, or your own even selfish desires sometimes. So be cautious of that, but otherwise be on the social media. 11th house, absolutely fantastic expansion, and you'll make very grounded and unconventional kind of partnerships, and you'll make those kinds of friendships also. So all these will be huge blessings, and your Kama Trikona is completely activated. Kama Trikona is the third house, seventh house, and 11th house. So there will be expansion of, enjoyment and pleasure and communication and meeting people, reaching out to the masses and fulfilling your desires. But be on the lookout for anything that seems too good to be true in terms of your Kama Trikona, in terms of relationships also. Just be careful on that front. So in the comment section, please write your time zone and the time at which you're watching the video right now, your local time, and also drop in where your Jupiter and Rahu are placed in. I read each and every comment, and these help me tailor my videos to give you more customized kind of details. And I'm actually going to pick up some of those comments in each of the videos and describe the situation. So for example, in the last video about Ketu in Leo, very interesting. So actually a couple of people, they had Ketu in the 5th house, okay, which is for Aries rising in Leo. And then they have Moon, they said, in the 7th house. So that was interesting. So that, if we apply that chart, so I don't know whose chart, but a couple of people at least, they're similar, very similar, which is Aries rising and Ketu in the 5th. That means Rahu in the 11th, and then you have Moon in the 7th house. So for that particular scenario, you have to be extra careful in terms of your desires. You may have a lot of emotional ups and downs in your relationships, and be careful not to fall in love or fall for partnerships, even business partnerships. Initially, those could be too good to be true, or Maya illusion. So be careful in that respect. So yes, drop in your time zone and your things about your chart, so that also helps me to schedule the live stream that I do. So at what time people are watching, which time zone, so all that will be very helpful. Check out the courses on the website. Also, lots of free information, a lot of good information, especially planetary remedies, and download the newsletter. All right, so that's for Aries rising. Next is Taurus rising, Taurus Lagna, Taurus ascendant. So for Taurus Lagna, we have Jupiter is going to be in your second house, Rahu will be in your 10th house. So this is going to be for one full year almost, except for, so from May 2025 through May 2026, except for 1.5 months, mid-October through early December, that's when Jupiter will actually go over Cancer, but it'll come back to Gemini. So pretty much this full 1 year, these two planets will be aspecting each other. For Taurus rising, your Artha Trikona, that is the second house, 6th house, and 10th house is getting massive expansion. Why? Because first of all, Jupiter is the planet of expansion. Jupiter is the guru, is the wisdom, is the Akash Tattva. Akash Tattva holds everything else, all the 4 other elements. Earth, air, water, fire, they are within this Akash Tattva. So it is the planet of expansion and wisdom and all of that. Now Rahu, what Rahu does, whatever planet Rahu is sitting with, it expands that 100 times further. So this is as big an expansion as you can imagine. Jupiter and Rahu together is like, it blows everything out of proportion, for good or for bad. So we'll see the impact on Taurus rising. Now, there's also a concept where they say Jupiter's drishti is very positive, whereas wherever Jupiter sits, we may have pending karma, some difficult issues regarding that house. So now this massive expansion taking place in your second house, especially, and your 10th house, that means huge opportunities for your career. You will get more name and fame. You'll get recognition for your work, especially in your workplace. You'll be known for your work, and you'll have a lot of focus on your work. And now Ketu will be in the 4th house. So that's another, topic or for another video where you have to have a work-life balance. That's going to be challenging for Taurus rising. Because of Ketu in the 4th, Rahu in the 10th. But your career will reach highest peak. You'll have huge opportunities. You'll break the glass ceiling. Rahu will force you to just, go higher, go higher, go higher. So there'll be expansion, massive expansion opportunities. Same thing with your accumulated wealth also. So this is the Artha Trikona, second house, 6th house, 10th house. That means Artha means resources, accumulated wealth, all of that. So you will amass a lot of wealth. You'll have a lot of financial resources. You'll have a lot of ideas, new, innovative, unconventional ideas, how to make money, how to make wealth. But you have to be cautious, especially about the second house matters. So that means maybe with your family, there could be some illusion. Or in terms of wealth, some deals could be, too good to be true. So that is the biggest advice for you, is that in terms of your finances, even for your career also, you can say, but more so with your accumulated wealth or your finances, there may be opportunities that come to you, but then they may not be real. They may sound amazing, that you may fall for those immediately. And that's what Rahu does. Rahu's aspect on your second house and Jupiter sitting in the second house means there could be Maya, there could be illusion, there could be like falling in love at the first sight, infatuation with specific certain kind of opportunities, especially financial opportunities. And those may be scams or, not so wholesome ideas after all. So give it time. Think through all the pros and cons, and then try to see through the what's on the surface in terms of especially your second house, which is your wealth. Same thing with your speech also. Okay, so your speech may if you speak, those words will be very wise. I've discussed this in the other video on Jupiter's transit also. But overall, because of Rahu's influence on the second house especially, so your speech may have there may be a misunderstanding. People may misjudge you sometimes. So you have to be careful that you are making things abundantly clear when you speak. Now, speech will be a powerful tool. It'll be one of the key strengths for you throughout this year. But you just make sure that there's no Maya, there is no illusion. Now, Jupiter's aspect on the 10th house, absolutely fantastic. That's Rahu and Jupiter together, giving you expansion, wisdom, and also this solid, like, grounded energy of being like a guru. So this is a good time for you to advise other people. Consulting jobs will flourish, or just being a guru or mentor. Mentoring people at your work will be absolutely fantastic. They'll give you huge positive results. So that's the opportunity as well as the caution. In the comment section, please write where your Jupiter is in the natal chart, because that's important to see, and also where Rahu is sitting. Based on that, you have to adjust the this analysis, this prediction, and also put in the comments what time zone you're in, or your city and state, and also or country, and then also what time of the day, what's your local time right now. I read every comment, and then based on the comments I adjust my videos, my presentations, and also when we schedule live stream. But also some of the comments, I'll pick some of the comments from each of the video and then talk about those specific cases in the future video. So one of the important things I want to mention here is somebody had it was Taurus rising specifically. So, and they said their moon is actually in the second house. So that'll be very interesting. So what we have been talking about for Taurus rising, you have to be careful about the second house, because there could be some Maya, some illusion. So if your natal moon is sitting there, that's going to be very, very powerful. So and that could give you a lot of emotional ups and downs. So your mind, your emotions, your heart chakra, that is moon, those things will be directly impacted. So your speech becomes a even more powerful tool, but use it with caution. Make sure there's no emotional stuff. Make sure there's no misunderstanding. Then you'll flourish. It'll give you huge, massive results. So that's for the sign of. Next, we have Gemini rising, Gemini Lagna, Gemini ascendant. For Gemini, we'll have Jupiter sitting in your Lagna, and Rahu will be in your 9th house in the sign of Aquarius. So one full year from May 2025 through May 2026. In fact, it'll be until 1st of June 2026. These two planets will be aspecting each other, except for 1.5 months, mid-October through early December, 5th of December. That's when Jupiter will briefly go over to the sign of Cancer and come back. So pretty much for whole year, this energy will be there. So what does this mean for Gemini rising? Jupiter is sitting in your Lagna, in your first house. Jupiter is the guru, Jupiter is expansion, Jupiter is wisdom. All of that will be the areas of expansion for you. That means you'll have more wisdom. And if Jupiter is sitting in the Lagna, that gives you blessings for the whole chart. Now, there is also a dictum where, they say Jupiter's drishti is very soothing and very beneficial, but wherever Jupiter sits, that may give some kind of challenges from the past life. Now for Saturn is opposite. Saturn's drishti is considered difficult, whereas wherever Saturn sits, that can give you more blessings. So that's the idea. So, and plus Jupiter sitting in your Lagna, and then Rahu's influence will be there as well, right? So that is the area where I would say you have to exercise caution. But first, let's discuss the 9th house as well. So 9th house will have the drishti, the aspect of Jupiter, and Rahu sitting there. So now Jupiter is expansion, but then Rahu, what it does is whatever planets it is sitting with or it is aspecting, it makes that planet 100 times more powerful. Now, so that's why Jupiter Rahu is the most powerful, most expansive energy. You cannot even imagine, more than you can handle. That's like Alanis Morissette says, right? So this, you will have massive opportunities in your dharma trikona, first house, 5th house, and 9th house. But so that means in your spiritual path, you'll have a lot of clarity. You may become a guru, you may start teaching, you may start coaching other people. You may also have association with a lot of gurus and sangha. But the area of caution is your first house. First house will give you expansion of your personality. You will be a much more grounded person. You will come across as a guru, as a teacher. But because of combined aspect Rahu and Jupiter sitting there, there could be illusion, Maya. That means your ego may inflate. You may think of yourself as being this wise person or guru, but with an element of ego. So that's why it's very important, very cautious to stay on the ground. Secondly, there could be opportunity like too good to be true. So somebody is giving you some health advice, or because first house is also your health overall, that's your immunity, that's lifts up the whole chart. So some opportunities about your personality, about who you are, about your path, your dharma, all of that, somebody may, give you some incentives or just show you some things. Oh, hey, follow this path, or, look what I'm doing, you should also do with your body, with your being, with your personalities. Those things, you have to be careful. There will be a lot of these attractions or attractive opportunities like chal kapat, where they're kind of like scams in terms of, you can reinvent yourself or be a better person, or even with your health routine, or being a, changing your routine, all of that. So changing your life basically. So those things, scams, be aware. And same thing with your ninth house, dealing with the gurus also. They could be Maya illusion, but they'll still be okay. There'll be expansion, there'll be opportunities, but be more careful in terms of your first house. That is you yourself. And that may also include like self-doubt. Rahu may give you Maya illusion. Hey, you're not good enough. Even though Jupiter is sitting there, which is, could be difficult karma from the past life also. So this may say, I'm not good enough. What I'm doing is not of any worth. Or you may judge yourself based on what other people are saying or thinking. So those kinds of illusion Maya will be there. But still, there will be absolutely fantastic opportunities to reinvent yourself. Watch the other two videos, Jupiter in Gemini and Rahu in Aquarius, to get a better idea. But this one will give you a specific nuance, what area of caution will be there for you for Gemini. So that's for Gemini. You have to see where your natal Jupiter, Rahu are placed. Put in the comments where your natal Jupiter and Rahu are placed. And also, the time zone where you're located and what time of the day when you're watching this video, your local time. So those things help me. I read each and every comment, and then I pick several of those and discuss about them in the next videos. So for example, I talked about the Aries rising and Taurus rising. A couple of comments people told about their natal chart, so extra special caution for them. So if for Gemini rising, if your natal Jupiter is in the dharma trikona, which is 1, 5, or 9, this will be absolutely off the charts for you. Okay, it's because this will be like expansion on top of expansion on top of expansion. So just sky is the limit for you. But again, be very careful. The things that we discussed about your first house, Maya illusion in those areas. So that's for Gemini rising. Next is Cancer rising, Cancer, Lagna Cancer ascendant. For Cancer, we have Jupiter is in your 12th house and Rahu in your 8th house. So this is your Moksha Trikona getting activated, the 4th house, 8th house, and 12th house. So out of all these 12 signs, there are 2 signs in particular that have to be more cautious. There will be expansion, huge opportunities, but we'll discuss specifically. And Cancer is one of those 2 signs. You have to be very, very careful. Now, let's explain what that means. So first, this transit we're talking about is going to be for 1 full year, May 2025 through May 2026. Except for 1.5 months, mid-October through 5th of December, when Jupiter will actually transit into Cancer, but then come back because of retrograde motion. So pretty much for 1 full year, Jupiter and Rahu will be aspecting each other, trinal aspect. Now, Jupiter is expansion. Jupiter is the guru, the wisdom, and Rahu, what Rahu does, wherever Rahu is sitting and whichever planet it is sitting with, it makes that planet's energy 100 times more powerful. It expands that energy. So Jupiter and Rahu is the most expansive energy you can think of. You can imagine it's more than you can handle. So you'll have massive opportunities, massive expansion in these areas. Especially 8th house and 12th house. But there is also a rule where, they say Jupiter's drishti is very, very powerful, very benevolent, very beneficial, very positive. Like the guru is watching you, guru is looking at you. That's like the direct blessings of the guru. Whereas wherever Jupiter is sitting, they say there may be some kind of pending karma, some difficult situation initially. So that's what's happening. And for Saturn, it's the opposite. We'll discuss in the separate video about Saturn. But so that means regarding 12th house, there could be some difficult pending karma, and especially then you have the aspect of Rahu also. So your 8th house will flourish like anything. It's like, chappad phad ke, more than you can handle. Whereas 12th house will have similar energy, but it comes with a caution that some things may be too good to be true. Now, why I'm saying for Cancer, it's even more important because it is your 12th house, which is the hidden enemies. It's like the blind spot. It is the sign of other planes of existence. So what we are saying is, first of all, there will be massive opportunities from foreign countries, foreign people, absolutely fantastic period for foreign travel, going on a pilgrimage, going on a retreat, doing lots of meditation, and then also awakening yourself, going very deep in tantric wisdom, deep esoteric stuff, energy healing, learning astrology, all of that is going to be absolutely fantastic. But there may still be some kind of hidden enemies you have to be careful about. There may still be some opportunities that, coming from foreign people, foreign countries, or from spiritual people, which is Jupiter, but those opportunities may be too good to be true. So the recommendation is, don't act immediately. Don't jump to conclusion immediately. If you see some big opportunities in these areas, exercise caution, do your thorough due diligence, and then make a decision. But otherwise, there may also be like windfall of money, like inheritance or money from your spouse or shared resources. So all those, this is, as I said, Jupiter Rahu combination is, it's like, it could even be like expansion out of hand. So be prepared, and set up your projects, your things, or your foreign travel, all of that. But be careful around 12th house matters. In the comment section, please write where your natal Jupiter is, where your natal Rahu are placed. That'll have a huge impact also. I read each and every comment, and also mention your time zone and the local time when you're watching this video. Now, I'll also pick some comments in each video and then talk about those in the future videos. For example, I talked about a couple of specific charts in Aries and Taurus. Now, for Cancer rising, see, your moksha trikona is getting activated completely. So if your moon or your Jupiter are placed either in Libra or Aquarius or Gemini, that is your moksha trikona, then you'll feel this transit really, really powerfully. This will completely change your life, literally give you moksha. As much spiritual depth and expansion as just being liberated completely. And again, but you have to be cautious about the 12th house matters. And now if you have Moon or Jupiter in these signs, then it becomes even more important for you to be cautious, because it may be a lot of emotional stuff involved. Emotional cleansing may also be happening for you for Cancer rising, if your Moon and Jupiter are in these signs. But for everybody, all Cancer rising people, this will be a huge awakening, because your moksha trikona is getting as expansion as you can not even imagine. So focus on your spiritual development, spiritual studies, enroll in some courses, go on a retreat, pilgrimage, give donation to the priest, and also watch the other videos where separately we discuss the Jupiter in Gemini and Rahu in Aquarius. So that's for Cancer rising. Next is Leo rising, Leo Lagna, Leo ascendant. For Leo, Jupiter will be in your 11th house in Gemini, and Rahu will be in your 7th house in the sign of Aquarius. So your Kama Trikona is completely activated. Now this will be taking place from mid-May, actually end of May 2025 through end of May, in fact 1st of June 2026, except for 1.5 months period when Jupiter will transit over to the sign of Cancer from mid-October through 5th of December. So other than that, for most of this one full year, this transit will take place. So now this is taking place in your Kama Trikona. Okay, so the Kama Trikona is the 3rd house, the 7th house, and the 11th house. That means your desires. Now, what this energy means, why we are talking about this combined energy of Jupiter and Rahu, they have a trinal aspect on each other. So that means they'll be influencing each other. So first, Jupiter is expansion, Jupiter is wisdom, Jupiter is the guru, all the spiritual work. So Jupiter is the Akash Tattva. It holds all the other 4 elements. It expands everything. The world, the universe is expanding constantly. That's the space, vast, ether element. That's Jupiter. Now Rahu, whatever planet Rahu influences, it makes it 100 times more powerful. So now Jupiter and Rahu, that's why it is the most expansive energy you can think of. So for Leo rising, this expansion taking place in your Kama Trikona. Okay, so that means one caution is you have to be careful about your desires, not to go too much into enjoyment and pleasure, because with the Leo rising, that may be tendency, like you think of Indra, the king wanting to enjoy life. So your Kamatrika, third house, seventh house, 11th house will give you lots of massive opportunities. There'll be no, shortage of new opportunities, new ideas in these areas. But you have to exercise caution, specifically related to the 11th house, we'll discuss. So, third house is all your communication, written communication, business, marketing, all of that. But then seventh house is relationships. So you'll probably meet a lot of new people. If you're looking for getting married or partnerships, there will be lots of people coming in your life. And then also there'll be if expansion in your relationship if you're currently married or if you have a partner already. So but those things will be unconventional, good for growth in your relationship. There'll be a good period for growth in your relationship. 11th house, on the other hand, Jupiter is sitting this. So wherever Jupiter sits, they say there may be some difficult karma. You have to, some obstacle you have to overcome from the past life. Whereas the drishti of Jupiter is very positive. So Jupiter aspecting Rahu becomes extremely positive for your 7th house of relationship. Whereas Rahu's aspect on your Jupiter in the 11th house and Jupiter sitting there, giving that maybe possibly difficult karma from past life. So that means your 11th house, you have to be very careful. There could be Maya, illusion, too good to be true, because there'll be so many opportunities, massive opportunities, new ideas in these areas. Some of them could be too good to be true, or Maya, illusion. So be very cautious on social media, on making friends, on dealing with people, in group settings, and also with your older siblings, younger siblings also cautious, but more with the older siblings. So there should not be any misunderstanding, or if there is some, let's say, opportunity to solve some problems of the humanity, that is the 11th house, you may jump on it. You may think that's the best idea in the whole world, or you may just think of some business ideas, some kind of new innovative products and things like that, to solve some problems. And those ideas may seem amazing, the best idea ever. You may fall in love with that. You may spend a lot of time and energy pursuing that, but then realize it's not working, so it's not real. So be cautious. Do not take any hasty action. Make any hasty decisions in terms of your 11th house matters. And same thing with your finances also. 11th house is our income. Sometimes you may get opportunities to, like, get rich quick kind of schemes. So those will most likely be scams. So don't fall for anything that promises to make you instantly rich overnight, make you billionaire, right? So that's the energy, that's the caution, that's the very sensitive area for Leo rising. Now, also in general, as I said, your desires may also not have any limit. You may have excessive desires. So align your desires in the positive direction, have more sattvic, dharmic, spiritual desires. Then this transit will give you huge blessing, chapad phadke, like more than you can handle. In the comment section, write where, also you have to see where your Jupiter is placed in the natal chart, where Rahu is placed. So write that in the comments. Also write your time zone and the local time right now when you're watching the video. I read every comment, and then also based on those comments, based on some of your natal positions, I'll discuss some of the charts in the future videos. And now for Leo rising, if your moon is in the 3rd house, or 7th or 11th, or your Jupiter in these houses, then you'll feel this energy extremely, on a deep emotional level. So you have to be careful again. So that thing that we discussed about caution for your 11th house matters, that becomes even more important if your moon or natal moon or Jupiter are in any of these Kama Trikona houses. That's the 3rd house, 7th house, and 11th house. So that's for the sign of Leo. Next is Virgo rising, Virgo Lagna, Virgo ascendant. For Virgo, there'll be massive opportunities in your Artha Trikona. We'll discuss what that means, but big caution also in specific areas. So this transit we're talking about is Jupiter and Rahu combined transit, combined aspect on some of your houses for one full year almost, from end of May this year, 2025, through end of May, in fact, 1st of June, 2026. Except for 1.5 months, mid-October through 5th of December, that's when Jupiter will actually be over in the sign of Cancer. but then it'll come back immediately because it'll turn retrograde back to the sign of Gemini. So Jupiter will be in your 10th house in the sign of Gemini. Rahu is going to be in your 6th house in Aquarius, and they both have trinal aspect on each other. First of all, Jupiter itself is the planet of expansion. It represents the ether element, the space element. And so it's wisdom, it's the guru, it's the blessings, it's the spiritual knowledge, that grounded energy. That's Jupiter. Rahu, whatever planet Rahu influences, it actually expands that 100 times. For good or for bad. So now Jupiter will be expansive energy, especially in the sign of Gemini, which is the friendly sign. So there'll be massive expansion of knowledge and wisdom. And so Rahu will make it 100 times more powerful. So that means in your Artha Trikona, which is 2nd house, 6th house, 10th house matters, that is your money, your job, your profession, your business, you'll have unlimited opportunities. You'll have unbounded expansion. But you have to be careful in your career, especially because one, yes, there'll be aspect of Rahu, but more than that also, there's a rule that says Jupiter's aspect, Jupiter's drishti, Guru ki drishti is very, very soothing. It's very powerful, beneficial. Whereas wherever Jupiter is sitting, we may have some pending karma from the past life. So that's why there may be initial obstacles in that area. And now, especially this is more or less, this is like Guru Chandal Yoga anyway. So you may have some kind of opportunities in your career which may be too good to be true. There may be Maya, illusion. So any collaborations you do for your business, any partnerships you get into for your business, or any big ventures that you undertake for your business, for your career, for your wealth, for your accumulated resources, or even for your job, those may be too good to be true. So there may be Maya illusions. So you have to think through those before you act on it. Yes, those could be real. You will get massive expansion in your career, in your business, in your profession, but there may also be things which are just too good to be true. So you have to be careful to see through the initial glitter, initial appeal. You may fall in love with that powerful best idea for my career, for my business. Be careful about those kinds of feelings. Otherwise, there is, sky is the limit. In terms of your health also, taking care of your health, health routine, you'll be very, very, very powerful energy. This drive and also actual resolve, but physical energy also to act on, being more healthy. You'll do lots of things like your dinacharya, which is the daily routine. You'll be able to set your daily routine, even in unconventional manner, doing things not, just going to the gym or this particular routine. You may set up your own unconventional routines for health and for your job and all of that. But it'll give you really powerful results. Sky is the limit, as I said. But in general, in terms of handling money, your finances, accumulated resources, be very careful because sort of Guru Chandal Yoga is taking place. One other big caution is try not to take any loans, big like money from other people. So it's all about, Maya illusion, either taking money or giving money. Be very cautious in all money matters. And write in the comments where your natal Jupiter is placed and where your natal moon is placed. And one big thing is happening is for Virgo rising, if your moon or Jupiter happen to be in the Artha Trikona, which is 2nd house, 6th house, or 10th house. So in other words, if for any Virgo rising, if your moon or Jupiter are placed in either Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini, you will really be bombarded with opportunities, about career, finance, and your job also. Sky will be the limit, and it's literally chappar padke, right? So that's why it's important to see your natal position with respect to the transits. Also in the comments, please mention your time zone, where you're located, and your local time when you're watching this video. Time right now when you're watching this video. I read each and every comment, and I also pick certain charts, certain comments, and discuss those in the future videos. Especially in the Aries and Taurus section, I discussed a couple of specific chart placements. But for Virgo rising, if you have Moon and Jupiter, especially in your Gemini, then it's going to be, because that will mean expansion of Jupiter on top of expansion, a massive expansion of Rahu on top of expansion because of natal placement of Moon and Jupiter in your chart. So that's the energy for Virgo rising. Next is Libra rising, Libra Lagna, Libra ascendant. For Libra, Jupiter will be in your 9th house, Rahu will be in your 5th house, pretty much for this one full year. From end of May 2025 through end of May 2026, except for 1.5 months, 18th of October through 5th of December, that's when Jupiter will actually briefly go into the sign of Cancer, but then come back being retrograde. So pretty much for the next 1 year, Jupiter, Rahu will be trines to each other. They'll be impacting your dharma trikona, your 1st house, 5th house, and 9th house. Massive opportunities. First, Jupiter is expansion. Jupiter is the guru. Jupiter is wisdom. It's the space element. It's ether. It holds all the other elements. So wherever Jupiter goes, it gives you a lot of expansion in that area of life. Now, Rahu, what Rahu does, whichever planet it sits with, it actually expands or makes that other planet 100 times more powerful. So if Jupiter is expansion and Jupiter-Rahu combination is like massive, massive expansion. So you will have a lot of opportunities, a lot of expansion, a lot of wisdom, a lot of ideas, new developments in your dharma trikona, in your 1st house, 5th house, and 9th house. And now 5th house is your children, your creativity, romantic partnerships. So all those will flourish. And also 5th house is speculative gain. So this is not financial advice, but you'll have a lot of opportunities in those areas. Now, there's a rule that says Jupiter's drishti is very beneficial. It's very positive. That means Jupiter's aspect. Whereas wherever Jupiter is sitting, there may be some obstacles from the past life in that area. So initial hurdles may be there. And it's opposite with Saturn. We'll talk about Saturn in a separate video. But here, what's happening, because Jupiter is sitting in the 9th house, there may be some obstacles related to that area now, especially because Rahu's aspect is also there. So this is a very strong Guru Chandal Yoga. And so you may have some kind of misinformation or some Maya, some illusion related to your 9th house. So the gurus you meet may not be real, or your spiritual path. You may have some kind of illusion about your spiritual path, about your own spiritual progress. So that's the area you need to be very careful about. Any authority figures, or even with your father, there may be misunderstanding. But still, this house will flourish. So you'll have tons and tons and tons of opportunities, but some of those could be too good to be true. So you just need to be cautious, very careful when dealing with your gurus, and you yourself also being a guru. You may get this sort of inflated ego. Oh, I am a guru, I'm a teacher, I'm a consultant. So I'm helping people, I'm doing things for other people. So that kind of illusion, very much possible with Rahu's trinal aspect on your 9th house and Jupiter sitting there. So that's the big caution. That you, and also same thing with your sangha, with your spiritual brothers and sisters, and also with the spiritual organizations. There may be a lot of politics and stuff going on behind the scenes, and so things will grow, and you will discover your dharma. Your dharma trikona is completely getting activated. So that includes your 1st house also. This is like a new sort of rebirth for you. Complete transformation on a spiritual level, deep spiritual levels. And also for your higher studies, this is absolutely fantastic to enroll in some programs or gain some more wisdom, learn or join some courses, especially spiritual courses, spiritual subjects. But again, so now, see, 9th house is our Bhagyasthan. It's the house of luck also. So you may feel super lucky, oh, things are happening. But then some of the things, opportunities coming your way, you just have to be patient and careful and evaluate, not just jump on any indication. You cannot take things at face value. Just dig deeper, go through the illusion, the Maya created by Rahu possibly, and then you'll be fine. So lots of opportunities and growth. And also look at the placement of Jupiter and Rahu in your natal chart. That will have a huge impact. Drop in the comments section where your Jupiter and Rahu are placed, and also your local time when you're watching this video, and your time zone. I actually read each and every comment, and based on your position or some of the comments, your charts, I will pick one or two and then comment on those in the future videos. Same thing I did, especially check out the sections on Aries and Taurus rising. We discussed two particular charts. So for you, for Libra rising, check where your moon and Jupiter are also placed. If your moon or Jupiter is placed in your dharma trikona, that means either first house or fifth house or ninth house. So what I'm saying is, if for Libra rising, your natal moon and natal Jupiter, if one or both of them are placed in first house, fifth house, ninth house, in dharma trikona, in Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini, then this transit will be absolutely fantastic. Chappad phadke, like you will get more than you can handle. You'll receive the blessings of the first house, fifth house, ninth house more than you can imagine, because Jupiter is expansion. Then Rahu trines to that means expansion on top of expansion, 100 times. But then if you combine that with your natal Jupiter trines to these, then this is expansion on top of expansion on top of expansion. But also if moon is there, then you'll feel this very powerful emotionally. But then also on the other side, you have to be more careful in terms of this Maya, anything misinformation or this illusion related to the ninth house matters. So that's what's happening. Next is Scorpio rising, Scorpio Lagna, Scorpio ascendant. For Scorpio, Jupiter will be in your 8th house and Rahu will be in your 4th house for pretty much this one whole year, end of May 2025 through end of May 2026. Except for 1.5 months, 18th of October through 5th of December, when Jupiter will briefly go into the sign of Cancer and then come back in its retrograde motion. So pretty much for the rest, for this one full year, you'll have Jupiter Rahu trines to each other in your Moksha Trikona. This will bring massive opportunities, deeply spiritual experiences, deep transformations for you. And I have talked about some of that in my other videos, specifically on the Jupiter in Gemini and Rahu in Aquarius. Watch those. And then now here what's happening is, first of all, Jupiter itself is expansion. Jupiter is the ether, it's the space. It holds all the other 4 elements. So this is massive expansion of your 8th house matters. You may get a lottery, you may get inheritance, you may get money from other people, shared resources, all of that, a huge possibility. Now, same thing with the 4th house. But 8th house is also spiritual transformation. You'll have deep wisdom, inner wisdom. Now, Rahu, what it does, whichever planet it's touching or aspecting or sitting with, it expands that planet 100 times, 1,000 times. It makes it 1,000 times more powerful. So when we see Jupiter and Rahu together, that is huge expansion, unimaginable amounts of expansion in those areas. So your 8th house esoteric wisdom, all of that will be massively triggered. But at the same time, there's also a rule where wherever Jupiter sits, there may be some pending past life karmas, difficult situations initially. And now with Rahu's aspect, that's Guru Chandal Yoga also. So you have to be very careful in terms of 8th house matters, maybe some secrets going on in your life or some secretive things. So you have to be careful about that. Or there could be deep transformation, sudden changes in your life. That'll be for a good reason. That'll really make you more spiritual. It'll help you in your spiritual progress. And then 4th house, all real estate, your finance, your own house. You may go to a bigger house, you may buy a bigger house. 12th house is pilgrimage, all that. So the Moksha Trikona means the 4th house, 8th house, 12th house. You may literally get liberation. You may get nirvana. You may get freedom. Physically, emotionally, spiritually. And so you'll get more opportunities you can handle. But this one area, you have to be very, very careful. That is the 8th house, that there's no secretive stuff going on. And there could also be like blind spots, things you're not aware of. So the best remedy actually for you is giving donations, because 8th house will be under pressure. Even though so much expansion, so much opportunities, you may have this feeling of some things may be too good to be true. Okay, if somebody comes to you, hey, I'm going to show you, deep secrets and stuff, or some courses in astrology, things like that, that may not be the real stuff. You have to be careful. Evaluate the teacher, evaluate your situation. So all of that is very important. But again, the opportunities will be huge. And so grab those opportunities, but just be careful initially that they're not Maya illusion. Now, also, put in the comments where your moon and Jupiter and natal moon are sitting, in which house in your chart. And also put in the time, your local time when you're watching this, and also your time zone. What I do, I actually read every single comment, and I see some interesting charts, combinations, your natal charts, and then I talk about those in the video. Watch other rising signs also we discussed. Now, specifically for Scorpio rising, if your moon or Jupiter are in your moksha trikona, that means either it's sitting in the 4th house, 8th house, or 12th house. That means moon or Jupiter in your natal chart, if they're sitting in Gemini, Libra, and or Aquarius, then you will feel this transit very, very powerfully. So that would mean expansion of Jupiter in the 8th house. On top of that, Rahu will make that 100 times more expansive. And then on top of that, the natal Jupiter moon there will actually make it super, super powerful. So this is going to be extremely a transformative period for you for Scorpio rising. Next is Sagittarius rising, Sagittarius lagna, Dhanu lagna. Dhanu ascendant, Sagittarius ascendant. So for Sagittarius, Jupiter will be in your 7th house, Rahu in the 3rd house, pretty much for the next 12 months, starting end of May this year through end of May next year. In fact, 1st of June 2026. Except for 1.5 months from 18th October through 5th of December, that's when Jupiter will be transitioning over to the sign of Cancer and then come back with the retrograde motion. So pretty much for the next 12 months, you can say, Jupiter, Rahu will be trines to each other in your Kama Trikona, in your 3rd house and 7th house, aspecting each other. Now, there is a dictum which says Jupiter, the guru, Jupiter's drishti is very good, but wherever Jupiter sits, that may give you some kind of blemish or obstacle or challenge. So first, let's understand what is Jupiter. Jupiter is expansion. Jupiter is the guru, it's the wisdom. Jupiter is ether element. It holds all the other 4 elements. So Jupiter will give you expansion and more opportunities related to the area it is transiting. So in your 7th house, you will have huge abundance opportunities. If you are wanting to get married or to have a partner, you'll meet a lot of people. You'll have a lot of opportunities. Or in your current relationship, if you're already married or have a partner, then this will bring in more wisdom and grounded energy. Now, that's all good. But what's happening is because Jupiter's sitting there and there's an aspect of Rahu, so Guru Chandal Yoga happening. So there could be some kind of illusion, Maya, related to your 7th house. Some things may be too good to be true. So the best or the biggest advice is, if you're looking to meet people for your relationship or within your relationship also, if something is too good to be true, or if somebody seems to be too good to be true, then they are. So that means go beyond the veil, go beyond the Maya, the illusion, the mask. So some people who are coming into your life, that is 7th house, for your personal partnership or business partnership, they may not be real. You have to do your due diligence. That doesn't mean it's a bad thing. It's actually a huge abundance, huge opportunities, because Rahu, whatever planet Rahu touches, aspects, it actually makes it 100,000 times more powerful. And so you will have lots of opportunities for relationships, but you just need to be careful. Now, one other caution for Sagittarius rising is you may have excessive desires during this phase, during this 1 year. Because as I said, Jupiter is expansion, Rahu makes it even 100 times more powerful. And now they're sitting in your Kama Trikona. Kama Trikona is the 3rd house, the 7th house, and the 11th house, which represents our desires. So you may feel excessive desires, material, pleasure, relationship, money, all of that. That's covered by 3rd, 7th, and 11th also. So keep an eye on your desires. Secondly, sometimes you may have this Maya illusion about, even about the desire, that, oh, you may think this is a holistic sattvic desire, but it may not be. So go dive deeper. Check every single wish or desire that you have. Is it wholesome? Is it aligned with my purpose, with my path? Otherwise, this may take you to the rabbit hole, where one desire after the other after the other. It's like insatiable desire of Rahu. Now, when you combine Rahu and Jupiter, the insatiable desire really, really come into picture. It kicks in, and so that's very powerful, very important. And again, the third house in 11th house, good for social media, marketing, sales, all of that. That's all wonderful. More opportunities you can handle, but be careful, especially for the 7th house matters. Also in the comment section, put in where your natal Jupiter and natal Rahu are placed. That's very important to see. Because, and I'll talk about that. Also put in your place or time zone and your local time when you're watching this video. So I read every single comment, and I'll pick up one or two specific your chart specific placements and for a couple of people, and discuss in the videos. So I did that in the section on Aries and Taurus for this video. You can watch that. And so now, if in your natal chart your moon and Jupiter are sitting in your Kama Trikona, either in your 3rd house or 7th house or 11th house, that is either in Aquarius or Gemini or Libra, then you'll feel this transit even more powerfully. So that means if you, let's say your Jupiter is in the 11th house in Libra, or in the 3rd house Aquarius, or in the 7th house Gemini, then you will see first it is expansion of transiting Jupiter. On top of that, it is made 100 times more powerful with Rahu's influence. So that is expansion on top of expansion. And then if your natal Jupiter is also trines to these two transiting planets, then means expansion on top of expansion on top of expansion. So sky is the limit, literally. And if moon is there, then if moon is there, then there's additional caution also. There could be more Maya illusion or emotional ups and downs, or this veil related to your relationships or your partnerships, both your personal and business. So be extra cautious about the partnerships you're entering into during this 1 year, next 12 months. So that's for the sign of Sagittarius. Next is Capricorn rising, Capricorn Lagna, Capricorn ascendant. For Capricorn, Jupiter will be in your 6th house, Rahu in the 2nd house for almost full 1 year, starting end of May this year until end of May 2026, except for 1.5 months where Jupiter will actually go over to the sign of Cancer from 18th of October through 5th of December. So except for that 1.5 months, pretty much for the next 12 months, you'll have this transit taking place in your Artha Trikona, 2nd house, 6th house, and 10th house. So what's happening is, first of all, Jupiter itself represents expansion. Jupiter is ether element. Jupiter is it holds all other 4 elements. So wherever Jupiter goes, you'll have expansion. Then you combine Rahu's aspect to it. Rahu means illusion, Maya. Rahu actually expands the energy of the planet it is sitting with 100 times more. So that's why Jupiter and Rahu is the most expansive energy you can imagine. So when they are coming trines to each other, that means especially these Artha Trikona will have huge expansion. You'll have lots of opportunities to grow your income, your career, your job, your finances, wealth, accumulated resources. So all of that will expand. But there is a big caution also. Wherever Jupiter sits, you may have some obstacles, challenges from the past life initially. And now, because Rahu's aspect will also be there, which is Guru Chandal Yoga, so you have to be very careful that some of the things, opportunities you see from Jupiter's transit in the 6th house could be too good to be true. So let me give you practical examples. So one is 6th house represents our job, our work that we do. It's not our business, but it's the job, 9 to 5 kind of a job that we do for somebody else. So in your job, you may be offered a promotion, a huge promotion all of a sudden. And if that's too good to be true, that there may be something going on. So you have to be very careful. In terms of job or profession, anything at your work, be very careful, be cautious. Second thing, with your health also, you may feel super healthy and fit and everything, but just that doesn't mean there are any problems or anything. But still, you may overlook something. So that's the thing. So you may be overjoyed, over excitement. So don't be overexcited about anything, about your health, about your daily routine, about your job, and then also your enemies. Don't be complacent. There may be a lot of Maya illusion being thrown at you, meaning to derail you or just to keep things hidden from you in terms of your challenges, your obstacles, your enemies, or legal matters. So be careful to read the fine print, go very deep when it comes to dealing with the enemies. So you'll have opportunities, you'll have wisdom to deal with challenges, with enemies. You'll be very successful. You'll be victorious. But there could be illusion, Maya challenges because of this Jupiter Rahu influence. Now, same thing with your business 10th house, but also dealing with the authorities. You'll get more recognition, more name and fame, more ideas to expand your business or your job. And also second house. So we talked about specific effects of Rahu in Aquarius and Jupiter in Gemini in separate videos. Watch those videos as well. But in this one, specifically, I wanted to highlight that there is going to be massive opportunities, but you have to be careful in these couple of these areas as well. Now you have to look at your natal chart also, where Jupiter and Rahu are placed. Drop in the comments where your natal Jupiter, natal Rahu are placed in which house in your chart. Also put in the time that you're watching, local time right now when you're watching this video, and your time zone. I read every single comment and then I pick a few of them, interesting ones with the interesting placements I discuss in the charts in the videos. So I did today's videos also in Aries and Taurus section. Now, check if your Jupiter or Moon, they are placed in your Artha Trikona, either second house, sixth house, or 10th house. Especially if Jupiter is placed there. So what will happen is, let's say your Jupiter is placed in Aquarius, your natal Jupiter, Aquarius or Gemini or Libra. Then you will have like even 10 times more expansion and opportunities for your career, for profession, for job, for wealth, all of that, because it is expansion of Jupiter, transiting Jupiter, on top of expansion of Rahu's aspect, on top of expansion, which is your natal Jupiter. So basically expansion on top of expansion on top of expansion. So more opportunities than you can handle. But if you also have Moon, let's say in the Artha Trikona, second, sixth, or 10th, then again it could be more Maya, more emotional up and down also, or more like, infatuation, like falling in love with this opportunity, with this business opportunity, or with this job. So especially, let's say you're going joining a new job or a new profession, make sure you look at the pros and cons, do the due diligence, because it may be too good to be true. So you have to be careful at the emotional level also. You may fall in love with things regarding your finances or career. So you have to be cautious regarding that. But otherwise, massive opportunities. Enjoy this wonderful, fantastic transit. Next is Aquarius rising, Aquarius Lagna, Kumbha Lagna. Aquarius ascendant. For Aquarius, very powerful transit happening related to your Lagna. Jupiter will be in your 5th house, Rahu in your Lagna, in the 1st house. From end of May this year until end of May 2026, pretty much a whole 1 year, except for 1.5 months in between, from 18th of October through 5th of December. That's when Jupiter will be in your 6th house in Cancer, but then it'll go back to Gemini because of retrograde motion. So pretty much you can say for the next 12 months, this is going to be the transit for you. So what's happening? First of all, Jupiter in the 5th house. Jupiter is expansion. Jupiter is the guru. Jupiter is wisdom. Jupiter is the ether element. It holds all the other 4 elements. So lots of opportunities if you're looking, for romantic relationships. A lot of expansion and blessings and huge opportunities for your children, or you can do lots of things with them or introduce them to spirituality. So a lot of these things we discuss in the video Jupiter and Gemini. But what's different here is there's also a rule where it says, when Jupiter is looking at some planet, the aspect or the drishti of Jupiter is very, very positive, whereas wherever Jupiter is sitting, there may be some pending past life karma related to that house. So in transit now, because Jupiter is sitting in the 5th house, there may be some obstacles, but that I'm saying this especially in this separate video because Jupiter also has aspect of Rahu. So this is Guru Chandal Yoga happening in, affecting your 5th house with Jupiter sitting there. So first caution is be careful with people that you meet. If you're looking for, romantic partnerships, don't fall in love at the first sight. There could be huge infatuation. The whole situation could be very, like made up. Or if you're already in a romantic relationship, then there could be, misinformation or misunderstanding or something going on with your romantic partner. So be careful in that respect also. Same thing with your children, something, something maybe off in their life or with your connection with them. So pay attention to this initial, if some things are too good to be true with respect to your children, with respect to your romantic partner, with respect to your speculative gain. So also, very cautious in stock market. There could be a lot of Maya illusion. This is not financial advice by any means, but we're just talking about the energy of Jupiter in the fifth house. But this will give you huge, huge creativity. See, Jupiter is expansion, but then Rahu, whichever planet Rahu touches, it makes it 100 times more powerful. So your fifth house creativity will be off the charts. But again, let's say you're an artist already, or you create some things, and you get some opportunities to work in a company or on a big project. So make sure you do your due diligence. So no doubt you will get massive opportunities, but some of them could be Maya illusion, too good to be true. So pay attention to that. And then secondly, of course, you have to, your dharma trikona is getting activated, right? So massive opportunities for the first house, fifth, and ninth, which is your ninth house is your dharma, your spiritual path. First house is your self, your immunity, your health in general. It'll be awakening for you. Your dharmic evolution will be on the next level after this transit. But be careful regarding fifth house. Also, it depends on the natal placement of your moon and your Jupiter and your Rahu. So in the comments, if you can just write down your natal position of your Jupiter and Rahu, plus also the time zone you're in, and also the time, your local time when you're watching this video right now. I read every single comment, and I pick a couple of interesting ones, combinations, and then discuss in the videos. Watch the Aries and Taurus also. There we discuss some specific case studies for among the comments. So now, if your natal Jupiter, or your natal moon are placed in your dharma trikona in the natal charts, that is first house, fifth house, or ninth house. So let's say your Jupiter is placed in the ninth house and your Aquarius rising, or first house or fifth house, then it will be so many opportunities to grow spiritually that you won't be able to even handle all those opportunities, all that spiritual growth. So be ready for huge abundance, outpour of spiritual wisdom, spiritual awakening for you is just waiting around the corner. But be careful in terms of some of that could be Maya, too good to be true. And that could actually influence all the three houses, first, fifth, and ninth, but mostly it will be some things related to the fifth house matters. So that's for the sign of Aquarius. Next is the sign of Pisces. Pisces Lagna, Pisces rising, Pisces ascendant. So for Pisces, Jupiter will be in your fourth house. Rahu will be in your 12th house. For pretty much the next 12 months, starting end of May this year until end of May 2026, except for 1.5 months, from 18th of October through 5th of December. That's when Jupiter will go over to the sign of Cancer briefly before it goes back to the sign of Gemini. So pretty much for the next 12 months, more or less, you can see this transit happening in your Moksha Trikona. Your fourth house, 8th house, and your 12th house will be completely activated. So what does that mean? First of all, Jupiter is the planet of expansion, growth, wisdom, abundance. And so fourth house Jupiter, either you'll buy a new home or a bigger home or expansion in your home or real estate or, new vehicles, bigger vehicles, luxury vehicles. So those things are, you have lots of opportunities. Then, but there is a rule or dictum which says wherever Jupiter sits in the chart, either natal or transiting, you may have some obstacles, some challenges from the past life, some pending karma. Initially, there may be some obstacles, okay? So now what's happening, because Jupiter is expansion, but then Rahu is also aspecting Jupiter's. So Rahu is like a maverick. Rahu, whatever planet Rahu touches, it makes it 100 times more powerful. So when Jupiter is expansion, that means Rahu and Jupiter combination will be massive expansion, more than you can handle. Okay, but the problem is because Jupiter is sitting in the fourth house and then Rahu's influence, so this is Kuru Chandal Yoga happening in the fourth house. So you'll get a lot of opportunities, but some of them could be too good to be true. So let's say a real estate deal or some vehicle, you see, big deal or amazing price and say a used or a second-hand luxury vehicle or something you want to buy, and you see the deal, fantastic, looks so great. So make sure you do your due diligence. Also, with respect to your mother, your connection with your mother will expand, lots of spiritual energy, but there could also be some maya, some illusion. Things may not be, as they seem to be. So that's the big caution. But overall, your moksha trikona will be activated completely. That means literally this is the time that can give you liberation, because Jupiter is expansion and Rahu makes it 1,000 times more powerful, 100 times more powerful. So sky is the limit. Now also, eighth house is your part of moksha trikona as well. So deep spiritual transformation, a lot of connection with the foreign people, foreign travel, bigger homes, and also maybe lottery or inheritance or shared wealth. All those areas will shine. But the goal is to have spiritual liberation. And then now also it depends on your natal Jupiter, natal Rahu, natal Moon. Write in the comment section where your natal Jupiter and Rahu and Moon are placed, and also the time, your local time right now when you're watching this, and your time zone. I read each and every single comment, and I'll pick a couple of case studies and talk about those. So we did that in the Aries and Taurus section. But if your natal chart has Jupiter or Moon or even Rahu in your moksha trikona, that means either Jupiter or Rahu or Moon are placed in your 4th house, 8th house, or 12th house in the natal chart, then this period will be like even 10 times more powerful. That means it will be expansion of Jupiter, transiting Jupiter, on top of that expansion of Rahu's aspect on Jupiter, and on top of that expansion of the natal Jupiter or Rahu there. Now if Moon is in your moksha trikona, let's say 4th house, 8th house, or 12th house, then you have to be extra careful. You may actually fall for things which may not be true, like infatuation, falling for love on the first sight, but then it turns out to be different, totally different from what was promised. So if Moon is there, you may have emotional ups and downs. So be extra careful that you're emotionally, you may be sucked into some kind of deals or things related to these houses that may not be true. So be extra vigilant if Moon is there. But otherwise, even if your Moon or Jupiter, Rahu are not there in moksha trikona, everybody Pisces rising will gain deep spiritual insight. So join a course, start learning astrology, visit some foreign temples, retreats or ashrams, go for meditation, vipassana, something unconventional, or yoga nidra, things like that. So all those will give you huge results. But also in terms of your house, physical residence, you may have this itch to change things immediately, but make sure any projects you undertake for renovation or expansion, that you are reading the fine print and you have thought through the whole process and the expenses and all of that. Otherwise there could be Maya illusion. So that's what's happening for the sign of Pisces, Pisces Lagna, Pisces Ascendant.